see it in butterflies. Caterpillar eating in your garden will climb up on the fence, spin a cocoon, months later hatch out into a butterfly. Bees do that too. They do it in a very odd way. They look almost eel-like with two sets of fins that stick out on either side. And some peculiar, spreading them out over the planet towards the twilight zones as the breezes move. And they're almost like
scavenge through the dirt for food. They're hunted from above by one of the next links in the food chain.
they would see the heat expended by their bodies in the world around them. It would look very different than it does.
What composition the atmosphere is, if there is any atmosphere, and so on.
The laws of physics don't change as you travel through the universe. So understanding how creatures evolve in our earthly environment has allowed scientists to imagine what life forms might arise on other types of worlds. Like the theoretical planet AG-143. AG-143 orbits a bright F-class star. Only 10% of this world is covered with surface water, and pockets of this liquid H2O collect under the sands from sparse rainfall. The environment on AG-143 is hot. Air
Like on a planet with higher gravity. Well, from the microbe's point of view, there might not be a whole lot of difference. Where the differences would start to come is when you've got land, for example, and there you have to worry about standing up. Darn gravity, I just can't pull myself up.
But another byproduct of strong gravity may also give rise to an unlikely cast of characters on the surface of AG-143. Or rather, slightly above the surface. On Earth, our atmosphere is 79% nitrogen, 20% oxygen, and 1% gravitational pull of the Earth. Perfect for achieving flight. It may also hold a much higher level of oxygen.
We went through a period a couple of 100 million years ago where we think the Earth had a higher concentration of oxygen for
Creatures coming into our world from these mysterious extra dimensions. As mind-boggling as it sounds, when it comes to the amazing world of parallel universes, anything that can happen has happened or will happen in some other universe, in some other dimension, space, and time. Quantum differences can rewrite history, creating multiple universes, each with wildly different outcomes, where anything and everything is possible. Some wars never happened. Others we never imagined did. A slight change. Even as you peacefully
Can't see the dinosaurs that are rampaging throughout your living room, but they're there.
The quantum principle that creates many versions of each person can also create entire universes.
The universe, at one point, you inevitably get
Tiny or invisible, scientists must find physical indications of the extra dimensions that supposedly connect us to these other worlds. To do it, today, physicists at Fermilab in Illinois are conducting extraordinary experiments, hoping to prove that any kind, even the wildest type of parallel universe, is really out there. For the
there is gravity, which we think knows about all of the extra dimensions of space. So we think the gravitons, if you can produce them at high energies, should actually move off into the extra dimensions.
But finding a graviton, or at least a sign of one, is a huge challenge.
It's tricky and complicated because you're looking for nothing. You're looking for something that has disappeared.
What's the rate then?
It's very, very rare that you make a really exotic particle. So we literally
Gravitron Collider shoots minuscule protons and antiprotons at terrific speeds, just short of the speed of light, around a 4-mile-long super-enforced steel-encased ring. To protect the sensitive experiments from surface noise and for safety reasons, the collision ring lies deep underground.
we take beams of high-energy protons going one way around the big ring, and a beam of high-energy antiprotons going the other way around the ring. And then at two places in the ring, we smash them together.
Every bottle of McCormick is flavor sealed. For fresh flavor, everyone notices.
Seamlessly treats stunts and treats free all with one click on Robinhood.
Want to blow up? For your phone? With Verizon, everyone gets a free phone on any plan. And now I have Google Gemini. Here's another easy tip. Shh, let's keep this between us. Get in on this. No matter what kind of teeth you gotta brush, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brushes hugs them, cleans it, and gets in between them for 100% cleaner teeth. Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
The finishing scheme is Wes Anderson's best film since The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Help yourself to a hamburger.
And the 4-star comedy of Ben of the Song.
In fact, there's even more. You're very kind. You're very kind.
Very kind.
I speak my heart.
The mighty collision annihilates the particles and produces an intense ball of pure energy.
The idea being that perhaps we can make new particles that disappear into the extra dimensions.
If nothing happens, how...
The way that you tell them is by reconstructing everything else that happened in this messy collision and then saying, oops, there's some energy and momentum that's missing here. So we call this a missing energy surge.
But if it does happen, extinction in the far-flung future, known to exist, some say they could serve as a kind of cosmic lifeboat. For a future generation, a passage or gateway to another world could be their only hope for survival. The question is, can we find a way?
From our unit, getting on a train or a subway, like a subway system in the city.
One, like a passenger on a subway train, to quickly travel.
It's a theoretical possibility, a sort of shortcut, if you like, and it allows the possibility of traveling between distant parts of the universe, or perhaps between different universes.
There are all sorts of problems with trying to traverse a wormhole, but one challenge above all seems insurmountable.
When Einstein introduced the wormhole, one problem is you don't know where you're going to wind up. You'll wind up in the middle of a star, wind up in the middle of a planet.
It may ultimately
Small, like for example a comet in size. Perhaps what we should do
containing humanity's DNA and the cosmic code of our world can be transported to a parallel universe. Faced with extinction, this could be humanity's last great hope.
If we can't do it, it means the death of the universe.